Hello dear viewer, welcome back to the channel. I'm Omar with Patterson Autos, and this is a CX-70 S Premium Plus, which is a lovely car. It's one of my favorites. In fact, it might be my favorite SUV in the lineup. It might be my favorite big SUV, and that's because it drives the most like the Mazda Miata. I know I'm going to get some comments on that one, but I'm here to plead my case. So, I brought it out not to review the car itself, but to talk about a specific technology that makes this car drive so amazingly well. And that is Kinematic Posture Control. So again, not a review on the car itself, but a joyride to talk about just a great handling, oversized car. It drives like a tiny car. First, if we can talk about the things that this car shares with the Miata, it has very low overhang on the front and rear, which makes it a long wheelbase. I know it's a short wheelbase on the Miata, but that's such a tiny car that I call it a long wheelbase because proportions are real. The engine in this car and in the Miata are both longitudinally mounted, which narrows things down in the engine bay and it allows for more suspension work. In this case, it's a front double wishbone suspension, same as in the Miata and in the Porsche 911. I've always wanted to take the challenge of going up a canyon and just tailing a Miata because I really think that this car has no problem keeping up around the corners. As much as we say that the Miata is a slow car, but it's a momentum car, this is a bit of a faster car, and it's still a momentum car. So the curves here are really nice and tight, prime for us to test it. Just super flat handling. It doesn't feel like I should be able to toss a car this big and heavy around a curve at speed, but you can. And this here is a very steep uphill, which is where it's worth pointing out that this is a rear wheel biased all-wheel drive system. So since it's sending the power to the rear where all of your load will be under acceleration, if you're towing, etc., this makes the best use of your power at those rear wheels. And Kinematic Posture Control is a very simple feature. It's a great technology. It keeps you planted around the corners, and it's not using any additional hardware. So all that it's doing is paying attention to the rotational difference at your rear tires. So every time that you're going around a curve, your rear tires are going to turn at different speeds. And based on that difference, the car is going to apply a very slight braking force to the inside rear brake to keep that corner down and have it handle flat. I'm going up what I call my corkscrew, and it's so effortless, it's ridiculous. If this were a closed course, I'd be timing it so we could see how much better I do in this versus the Miata. In addition to the Kinematic Posture Control, this is an iActive all-wheel drive system, which is superior to all-wheel drive systems in other cars. As we're turning around, it's worth mentioning that that longitudinally mounted inline six gives you plenty of room to tighten up your turning radius. So, I mean, you can spin around a curb kind of like you can in a tiny car. So back to that superior all-wheel drive system, there is a 3-axis G-force sensor in the car, which is going to manage the power sent to the front or rear axles based on the load and weight distribution. Because if you think about it, the axle or tire that has the most grip is going to be the one that has the most weight under it, creating those frictions. So that's where we're going to send the power to make sure that you keep going. And Kinematic Posture Control came about almost by necessity. We had a great driving front-wheel drive car thanks to our G-vectoring control, which worked by reducing the engine torque and sending the load to the front wheels as you were entering a corner. So that would actually pay attention to your steering input, reduce that torque, send the weight to the front, and now you've got more weight, more traction, more power at those front tires. The issue with G-vectoring control is that it doesn't transfer well to our rear-wheel drive cars since the power is going to the rear, and our rear suspension has anti-dive and anti-squat technology that would tighten up that rear end and things just wouldn't work out. This was a genius way to have it applied to both our rear-wheel drive Miata and our rear-wheel biased CX-70 and CX-90. I wish that I could make this video much longer, but there's really not that much to the secret sauce. It's very simple stuff, and it makes for an amazing driving car. So rather than tell you about it all day long, I invite you to come to Tustin Mazda or visit us at Huntington Beach Mazda. We'll be happy to take excellent care of you and make sure that you get an awesome experience driving the car. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to get off the hill here, flip this camera around to get you some sweet B-roll.